In today's session, we will be working out another numerical where we would be preparing double column cash book. The previous sessions we learned double column cash book is also called as two column cash book. We also saw that you have two separate columns which is used for recording discount as well as cash columns. And we also saw that the treatment of transactions with respect to two column cash book, especially when it comes to check transactions, it is slightly different. And we would be working out today a numerical where we would be dealing with check transactions as well. So let's look at the question together. The question goes like this: the following transactions, enter the following transactions in two column cash book and bank ledger for Mr. XYZ for August 2020. So here we have around 11 transactions. These transactions need to be entered into two column cash book. Please also remember, whenever you have check transactions in two column cash book, those check transactions need to be entered into a separate ledger account, which is called as the bank ledger account. Whenever we have check transactions, what needs to be done is that those transactions need to be entered into a separate ledger account, which is called as the bank ledger account. So those transactions would be recorded in that separate column. So if you look at this particular question, we have certain transactions where those transactions are check oriented, and those transactions need to be entered in both two column as well as three column cash book. So let's work out this together. Okay, so here we've been asked to prepare the two column cash book. I've just quickly prepared the format, and I've prepared two column cash book format as well as the format for bank ledger account. Okay, now please remember, whenever we have check transactions, those transactions would get recorded into your check ledger account. Bank ledger account. Whenever you have check transactions, those transactions would get recorded into your bank ledger account. So the reason why we're preparing a separate ledger account is because checks, they can be transacted, they can be converted into cash only with the help of a bank account. And at the same time, cash book is used only for recording cash transactions, and the bank is an extension of your cash book. That's the reason why we have to prepare these two accounts hand in hand. Now let's look at the transactions one by one. The first transaction tells us balance of cash in hand. Okay, so balance of cash in hand. So what does that mean? This means, remember, two column cash book, it is a continuous a book that you're preparing throughout the year. And when you say balance of cash in hand, that means on the previous month, which was on the last day of July, you had 60,000 rupees in your hand. And that balance you're bringing down over here. So how do we record this? We will record this as to balance brought down, and the amount is 60,000. Okay, to balance brought down, and the amount is 60,000. Okay, so we are bringing down the balance. August 2nd, received cash from Sam in full settlement of rupees 10,500. What does this mean? Sam had to pay you how much? Sam was supposed to pay you 10,500. But instead of paying you 10,500, how much is Sam paying you right now? Instead of paying you 10,500, at this point of time, Sam is paying you only 10,000. So what does that mean? That means that you're getting a discount. And how much of discount are you getting? You're getting a discount of 500 rupees. So August 2nd to Sam account 500. Okay, 500 is your discount. Okay, and he's paying you 10,000. Okay, so he's paying you 10,000. So you have received the money. Now let's look at the transaction on August 3rd. Deposited cash into bank. Okay, so what is happening is you're taking some cash from your office, you're going to the bank, you're depositing. Now, when you take cash from your business, what would happen? When you take cash from your business to deposit into the bank, what would happen? Cash would be going out, okay, which means that is a credit entry. So August 3rd to bank account, and the amount is 25,000. The amount is 25,000. Now, bank account, remember, this is personal in nature. Okay, this is personal in nature. So, personal in nature means what's the golden rule? Debit the receiver, credit the giver. So, when you deposit cash from bank, from your office into bank, is bank receiving or is bank giving? Bank is receiving. So, this will be a debit entry. So, to cash account, and the amount is 25,000. Okay, the amount is 25,000. August 4th, paid.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
one student has given the message, and into the credit side, you put the buy bank account instead of to bank account.
Thank you for correcting, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay, so it has to be by bank account because it's on the credit side. Thank you. Thank you for pointing that out. Okay. Okay. Next one. The next transaction that we are having is bought furniture and paid by check. So on August 4th, what are you doing? You're buying some furniture. Okay. On August 4th, what are you doing? What is the transaction that you're carrying out? The transaction that you're carrying out is that you're buying some furniture. But when you're buying furniture, how exactly are you processing the payment? The payment is processed using check, which means the money would be going out from your bank account. So how exactly would we go about the entry with this? August 4th, buy furniture. Buy furniture account, and the amount is 5,000. Amount is 5,000. But one very important aspect that you have to remember at this point of time is when you write the entry like this only signifies that you have bought furniture. This only signifies that you have bought furniture, but it does not confirm how exactly have you gone about making the payment, because here the payment has been made, how the payment has been made with the help of check. So for that, you have to show that the payment has been processed with the help of check. What will happen is you have to pass some additional entries. And I had previously mentioned whenever you have check transactions, in total, you will have to pass 3 entries. Whenever you have check transactions, in total, you will have to pass 3 entries. So we are already done with 1 entry. Okay, we are already done with 1 entry. Now we have to process 2 more entries. Okay. Now, how are you making the payment? You're making the payment using check. Since the payment is processed using check, where would the money go? Money be paid out from? The money would be paid out from your bank account. So, August 4th, by cash account, amount is 5,000. Okay. Now, this shows that you have taken the money out from your bank account. And here, August 4th to bank account, amount is 5,000. So this shows that you have taken the money from your bank, you have brought into the business, and then you made the payment for your furniture. So let's count 1, 2, 3. We have completed 3 entries, and our transaction, our processing of entries in 2-column cash book with respect to check payment is completed. Okay. Now let's look at the next one. August 5th. August 5th, sold goods and received a check for rupees 10,000. So on 5th of August, what is happening? You're carrying out a sale. On 5th of August, the transaction is that you're carrying out a sale. And when you're carrying out the sale, how exactly are you receiving the payment? You're receiving the payment in the form of a check. So August 5th to sales account, and the amount is 10,000. Amount is 10,000. to sales account and the amount is 10,000. But remember, in this case, how did you receive the payment? Okay. How did you receive the payment? You received the payment in the form of check. So for that, okay, remember, you will have to pass 3 entries in total, out of which we have processed only 1 entry. Okay, now you're taking the check that you received in your hand. So by bank account, the amount is 10,000. Okay. You're going to the bank, you're visiting your bank, and you're depositing the check. So for that, to cash account, the amount is 10,000. Okay. The amount is 10,000. So this is how you would be carrying out this transaction in the case of check deposit. August 6th, withdrew from bank for office use. Withdrew from bank for office use. What does that mean? You're taking money from your bank account and for your office use. So, which means you're going to the bank and you're withdrawing some cash from the bank. So bank account is what type of account? Bank account is personal. And the golden rule is debit the receiver, credit the giver. So in this case, what is happening? Bank is giving. So August 6th, by cash account, and the amount is 2,000. The amount is 2,000. Here, August 6th to bank account, amount is 2,000. The amount is 2,000. So this is how we would be going about with the withdrawal of money from bank for office use. Now let's look at the transaction on 7th. The transaction on 7th is quite interesting because on 7th, you're withdrawing money from bank for personal use. Remember, whenever you take out money from your business for personal use, what is that called as? That is always referred to as drawings. So August 7th, okay, on August 7th, by so you're taking, however, you're taking the money out within the form of a check. So by drawings account, the amount is 1,000. Okay, the amount is 1,000. But remember, how exactly are you taking the money? You're taking the money with the help of check. So you're taking the money out from your bank account. So which means in total there has to be 3 entries. So we've already completed 1 entry. Okay, I think I made a small mistake with the date. So this has to be August 7th. This has to be 7th of August. Okay, the transaction date is 7th of August. And here, August 7th to bank account, amount is 1,000. And then here, August 7th by cash account, amount is 1,000. Okay, so we have completed that transaction. August 8th, purchase goods by check. Okay, purchase goods by check. So here, what is happening is you're purchasing some goods, and the purchase you're making in the form of check. So August 8th by purchase account, and the amount is 6,000. Amount is 6,000, and since the payment is made in the form of check, August 8th to bank account, 6,000, and then here by cash account, 6,000. Now let's look at the next transaction. August 9th, paid Paid rent by check. So again, you have to make 3 entries in total. So August 9th by rent account, and the amount is 5,000. The amount is 5,000. Here, August 9th to bank account, amount is 5,000. And then August 9th by cash account, amount is 5,000. Okay, so since I'm running out of space, I'm afraid I may have to just erase this header off. So I hope all of you have an understanding by now. This is bank ledger account. Okay, I'll just extend these lines because I'm not able to fit in all the transactions here. So just for your understanding here, I will write this as bank account, just for your understanding. Okay, now let's look at the next transaction, August 10th. Paid Sheila rupees 5,000 in full settlement of rupees 5,500. So August 10th, what is happening is you were supposed to pay Sheila an amount of 5,500, but instead of 5,500, how much are you paying? You're paying 5,000. You're paying 5,000. So you're paying 5,000. So which means 500 rupees is your discount. Okay, 500 rupees is your discount. So August 10th, by August 10th, what has happened is we have completed all our entries. Now the transaction on 11th, this is very interesting. Now, what the transaction on 11th tells us is that deposited in excess of rupees 2,000 into bank. Okay, the transaction on 11th of August. Okay, so the transaction on 11th tells us that paid in excess of rupees 2,000 into bank. What does this mean? So on 11th of August, you're expected to find out what is your cash balance. Okay, you're expected to find out what is your cash balance. Now, any balance over and above 2,000 rupees. I'll repeat that. Any balance over and above rupees 2,000, you will have to take that and deposit that into the bank. Let me give you an example. Let's say on August 11th, okay, on August 11th, your balance was 11,000. Okay, your cash balance is 11,000. So excess of 2,000 means any amount over and above 11,000. So how would you find that? 11,000 minus 2,000. 11,000 minus 2,000, which means the excess amount is 9,000. So 9,000 rupees you will take from your bank, go to your business, deposit it over there. Okay, so that is what is meant by deposited in excess of rupees 2,000 into bank. Okay, that is what is meant by deposited in excess of rupees 2,000 into bank. So any amount over and above, any amount over and above 2,000, you will have to take that and you will have to go to the bank and deposit. So for this, for August 11th, you will have to find out how much is your cash balance. Okay, you will have to find out how much is your cash balance. So how do you find out how much is your cash balance? You have to take the total of your debit side, then you have to take the total of your credit side, and then you have to add, you have to take the difference and then find out your cash balance. So let me just quickly find that out. 60,000 plus 10,000 plus 5,000 plus 10,000 plus 2,000 plus 1000 plus 6000 plus 5000. Okay, so let me just cross check that. 60,000, 10,000, 5,000, 10,000, 2,000, 1,000, 6,000, and 5,000, which means my debit balance is roughly around, I'm just going to write this in rough over here. This is 99,000. Okay, this is 99,000. Now let me see the credit side. So on credit side, I have 25,000 plus 5,000 plus 10,000 plus 1,000, 10,000 plus 1,000 plus 6,000 plus 5,000 plus 5,000. So that will be 57,000. So let me just confirm that once again. 25, 5, 10, 1, 6, 5, 5. So this will be 57,000. This will be 57,000. So 99,000 minus 57,000. So the balance is 42,000. Okay, so the cash balance that you have with you is 42,000. Now, how did I get 42,000? 42,000 I got by adding up my debit side. Then, because this is the inflow of cash, all this is my cash receipt. And then I totaled up my credit side. So credit side is 57,000. This is all my payment. So when I figured this out together, I found out that my cash balance is 42,000. So how did I get 42,000? 99,000 minus 57,000. Okay, 99,000 minus 57,000. So my cash balance is 42,000. Now, what is the transaction expected from me on 11th of August? Deposited in excess of 2,000. So from 42,000, how much is excess of 2,000? Excess of 2,000 is 40,000. So 40,000, what am I doing? 40,000 I'm depositing into bank. Okay, 40,000 I'm depositing into bank. So August 11th, by bank account, okay, amount is 40,000. Okay, and this 40,000, what am I doing? On August 11th, to cash account 40,000. So to cash account 40,000. Okay, so I have completed my entries until 11th of August. But my transactions are not over because I will have to balance it right now. Okay, I will have to balance it. So here my total will be 99,000. Here also by default my total has to be 99,000. But will it be 99,000? It will not be 99,000. So for that, I have to bring in balancing figure. So by balance carried down, and my balancing figure is 2,000. Okay? My balancing figure is 2,000. Similarly, I will have to balance my bank account as well. So likewise, I will have to balance my bank account as well. So here, this is 75,000. And here, this is 5,000 plus 2,000 plus 1,000 plus 6,000 plus 5,000. So that will be total of 19,000. And 19,000 minus 75,000, this will be 56. Okay, so 56,000 is now what? That is my balancing figure. So by balance carried down, and 56,000 is my balancing figure. Okay, so 56,000 is my balancing figure. So with that note, I've completed the entries for two-column cash flow.